Hello and welcome. I'm Tari Prinster, an oncology yoga teacher, founder of Yoga for Cancer, and a cancer survivor. As part of the beginner series, we are offering 6 oncology yoga sessions. This session, I will focus on constipation, a common side effect from cancer treatments. And I will also focus on how yoga can help. Constipation is less talked about than hair loss, but it can be debilitating, painful, and impact treatment schedules. So it is very important that we manage it and manage it well. Research shows yoga can reduce symptoms of constipation and offer relief with very simple movements. And so today, we are going to look at what some of those simple movements might be and how they work. We will start seated. I'm sitting on a yoga bolster, and I'm using yoga blocks to support my legs. You may choose to sit on yoga blankets, a stack of them. Other props that we will need for this session are, I have constructed my block tower, or you can use paper towels as a block tower. So sit tall, sit up on whatever you are going to sit on, and elongate your spine. Pull your shoulder blades together on your back and your shoulders wide and lifted. I rest my hands on my knees and I look forward and I tiny bit tuck my chin back to crown my head on top of my spine. Yoga is simple movements matching breath and movement. Our first movement is going to be to push our palms forward and inhale, bringing your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Exhaling and bringing those arms down. That's one of 3 movements we're going to use to warm up our spine. Inhale, palms forward and arms up. Exhale, palms towards the floor and down. The next movement to warm up the spine is going to be a bend. We first start with inhaling one arm up and using the exhale to side bend to one side. Inhale both arms up and exhaling to the opposite side, bringing the hand down. Inhale both arms up and we'll just bring our hands down for one moment. The next move is the most important move in the management of constipation, the twist. The twist is from the abdomen. The twist is not from our shoulders. So we'll start with inhaling up and then twisting from the hips. Exhale, bring the arms down and not the head. Don't look down. Inhale, looking forward, and the exhale, twisting from the abdomen. Bring the arms down onto either side without dropping the head. Inhale, back to center. We'll twist one more time. Exhale, twisting from the abdomen, letting the head not drop. Inhale, back to center. And exhaling again, twisting opposite direction. Inhale brings us back to center and arms down onto your thighs. I'm going to switch the crossing of my legs before doing this next movement, which is starting with your right hand, placing it on the outside of your right belly, and movement and matching with breath. Inhale, I lift the right side of my belly up, and exhale, I let it slide down the left side. Around, making circles, inhale up, and exhaling, it comes down. Circling with the hand moving in circles and the breath matching. The up on the inhale and the exhale, bringing it down on the left side. Now let's transition to our hands and knees. To do that, I bring my knees together and I use my yoga blocks, which I have been using to prop my knees. Both knees come to one side and I walk my blocks around. I'm going to leave them here and move my bolster out of the way so I can come onto my hands and knees. This might be a good time to use one of those yoga blankets if you have sensitive knees. We're going to come onto our hands and knees, and I'm going to offer you two options of how to place your hands. First, you can place your hands palm down, wrists underneath shoulders, arm straight. Or the second option would be to make a fist with your hands. I find this more comfortable because I have sensitive wrists. And then making sure that your knees are hip distance apart, first of all, so they're not together. They are slightly separated. You can see mine slightly separated. And the knees are right underneath my hips. Big movements now, still matching breath with the movement. On an inhale, I'm going to let my belly reach towards the floor. On an exhale, I'm going to let my belly rise up into my spine and work its way to the ceiling. Inhale, bigger movement of abdominal muscles. Exhaling, really big movement of the abdominal muscles in the back of the spine. Two more like that. Inhale, down, and exhale, arching up. So we're using abdominal muscles to massage our abdominal organs. And then come to a neutral spine. We're going to add on to that other big movements using our arms and our hips to twist. I'm going to inhale my one arm out to the side. And as I exhale, I'm going to twist my hips to the opposite side and almost touch my shoulder down. Inhale, up. Exhale, a closed twist on the exhale, threading the needle and dropping my shoulder to the floor. Last one, inhale up and exhaling, sliding that hand through the needle and shoulder towards the floor. Got the in-breath bringing now back to center, and we'll do the opposite side. On an inhale, I sweep the opposite arm out, but the exhale is a contraction of all of those abdominal muscles, bringing the shoulder towards the floor. Inhale, open chest, and exhale, twisting abdomen. Really good for irrigating and stimulating all those abdominal organs. And the inhale brings it down. So now I'm going to walk my block towers in onto my mat and prepare for even bigger movements, this time adding in my legs. So I'm going to come up onto my block towers. I walk in a little bit so I can have my wrists right underneath my shoulders. I don't want to have my knees back like this because then my wrist is not underneath my shoulders. So I walk in, knees are underneath my hips, and my arms are straight. My shoulders are on top of my wrists. Breath and movement. Inhale, one leg back, looking forward. Exhale, bringing that foot forward on the exhale. Now we're ready to seesaw back and forth. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, drawing that hip back as far as you can go. It doesn't have to go to the floor or anything. Inhale, coming forward. But what we're doing, even if we don't go all the way back, we are using lots of muscles in our abdomen and in our legs. But the other big muscle we are using is our breath, because each inhale brings us forward and each exhale contracts the abdominal muscles using the diaphragm as it rises. Inhale, come to center and bring both knees together. And we'll do the opposite side. Inhale brings the opposite leg back. The exhale brings that leg between the blocks. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale, pull the hip back as you pull the navel in. Inhale, bigger movements now. and massaging those abdominal organs even more with all of the movements in our legs, in our abdomen, and using our breath. Inhale forward and exhale, drawing that leg back as far as the hip will wants to let it go. Then come to neutral, use an in-breath to bring both knees together. And now we are going to take our top 2 blocks, at least mine are the top 2. Maybe you are using fewer. And I'm going to walk myself over onto my one hip, letting myself rest down on my hip. We're on our way to supine position. Supine position, and another very big, important movement that is very beneficial to managing constipation. I'll move all my blocks out of my way and bring my knees in towards the center. If you have issues with your shoulders or in your chest, you can come down onto your forearm, using the top arm to walk yourself down. I'm sliding onto, as if I were sliding into bed, using my top arm now to roll onto my back, onto my mat. I'm keeping my knees together just for this 1 second. But then what I'm going to do is draw them in towards my chest. I'm going to wrap both hands around the shin of my right leg. I'm going to match breath and movement. Inhale, left leg stretches out. And as I exhale, I switch my legs. But I inhale first, pointing my right toes now, and using the exhale to switch the legs. So that switching is very good for the abdominal muscles to press into the floor and massage and irrigate the abdominal organs. Inhale, point the lengthened leg, and exhale, bringing them into a switched position. Inhale first, stretch, and then exhale, switch the crossing of the legs. One more like that. Inhale, point, don't switch until you point. Exhale and switch, lengthening one leg out onto the floor. And now bring both feet to the floor, both knees bent. And that same belly massage, I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to slide it onto my right belly. As I inhale, I draw the belly up. As I exhale, I soften and move it down. So up on the inhale, always in this clockwise rotation, inhaling up, exhale, sliding it down the left side. And you're welcome to stay here and continue that belly massage, or as I'm going to do, bring my knees to one side and press myself up to sit. This is the last of 6 oncology yoga sessions as part of the Yoga Alliance Beginners Series. I hope that you have explored all of them and that they kickstart your yoga practice. Use any and all of the sessions as often as you wish. I wish also all of the benefits of a yoga practice, an oncology yoga practice, during your treatments, into recovery, and throughout a long-term survivorship. We have many other additional resources and videos to support you. They are free and available anytime. Thank you for your participation.